All right, so a composite transformation is two or more transformations performed one after the other. That means you start with a figure, your original figure, and then you're going to perform a transformation, whether it's a translation, a rotation, a reflection, or a dilation. And then after you've completed that transformation, you're going to do another and perform that transformation. What they are depends on what the directions tell you. Okay, so a big part of your ability to complete composite transformations is your ability to read and follow the instruction that's given and paying attention to what's happening in the moment. Does anybody need more time to copy this down? David, you got it? Great. Let's go ahead and look at number 1. Okay, so we're going to start with some easy ones, just to get warmed up. Okay, so your figure is 4, 1, Q, R, S. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph these sets of ordered pairs for our original image. From my point of origin, am I going left or right for Q? Right, how many? And then up or down? Up 1. Good. Super important that you guys know how to graph. That's your first step. Go ahead and finish graphing R and S. And then take your straight edge to complete the points. I'll give you guys a few moments, a moment or two to complete this original image. All right, so hopefully you have all completed your original figure. So it says translation if Q by the rule XY. So is this what kind of transformation is this? XY, so that X minus 3, Y minus 4. What kind of transformation is this? Right, so what kind of transformation is it? Translation, good. So we're going to go ahead and complete the translation. So my translation is going to be X minus 3, right? Y minus 4. So X minus 3 is going to be negative, it's going to be 1. Sorry, not negative 1. Because 4 minus 3 is 1, right? What is 1 minus negative 4? So we're going to go, for Q, we're going to go left 3 and down 4. That puts me here at what? 1, negative 3. Okay? For R, we're going to go left 3 and down 4. Puts me here. What? Right here. Tells me what to do from the directions. Now, if you remember, Saul, I told you, your ability to do a composite transformation is going to depend on your ability to read and understand the direction. Okay? So if my ability tells me that I'm going to take this original figure and I'm going to do a slide, that's what kind of transformation. It's a translation. So I'm going to take my original points, which I did with Q, I went left 3, because that's y minus 3, and down 4, because it's y minus 4. And I ended up with Q prime here. Okay, which is 1, negative 3. Now I'm going to take my S, or R, and I'm going to go left 3 and down 4. And this becomes my R prime. And it is at negative 2, negative 6. Got it? Now I'm going to take my S, and I'm going to go what? And down 4. And that puts me here. Here's my S prime. What are my ordered pairs for that? From here, I'm going to go left 1, down 1. What's my ordered pair? Negative 1, negative 1. Okay, so I'm going to take my new points, and I'm going to connect my dots to give me my prime figure. Okay, so this did not change size or shape, just changed location. Went left 3 and down 4. Those are my ordered pairs for my prime. But that is simply one transformation, right? So it's not composite yet. Okay, so now we're going to go and we're going to do the composite part. Here's where we have another transformation of the same figure, QRS. We're going to take our QRS prime and perform this function here, or transformation. So now it says Q prime, R prime, S prime. And here we have our right numbers, right? And we're going to do a reflection. What's it say? Okay, so I'm going to take my highlighter and I'm going to highlight my line of reflection. It says over the x-axis, so I know that I'm going to reflect it over this. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and graph my Q prime. So here's my prime figure that I just finished translating. So if I zoom out, okay, I went from here to here. Now I'm here and I'm going to do a reflection over the axis. How do I do my reflection? What do I need to do first? I highlighted my line of reflection. What's next? You can hear the crickets out in the field right now. What do I do now? Christian? So how do I reflect? What do I need to do? And how do I do that flip? What do I need to do? Noah? Count towards my line of reflection. In this case, it is the x-axis. Excellent answer, Noah. So from this closest point here, how many places do I got to count? Let me zoom in. I got to go up 1. And then I continue up 1 more, and this becomes S prime prime. 2 primes, because this was Q, this is my prime, and now I'm reflecting my prime, which has already been translated, so this becomes S prime prime. Okay, so S prime prime is going to be at negative 1, 1. I'm going to write down my ordered pair. How about Q? Nate, help me out here. Reflecting Q. What do I got to do? Somebody help out Nate. So? Go up to 6? What would be a better instruction? So I need to count to my line of reflection. So for Q, I would count how many spaces, Nate? Count with me. 1. Then I continue 3 more spaces beyond my line of reflection. Count with me, Nate. 1. This becomes Q prime prime. Nate, can you tell me what the ordered pair for this Q prime prime is? X first? What's X? So I'm going to have 1, positive 3. X always before Y. That's how it happens in the alphabet. That's how it happens when we graph. That's how the ordered pairs are listed. X before Y, always. All right, so let's look at the last one. R prime, Laudo. What do I need to do to reflect my R prime? How do I flip it? By doing what? And how do I do that? Counting up towards the line of reflection. Can you say that for me? Good. Let's count it together. Ready?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So then to complete my reflection, I have to continue. How many spaces up? 6. So let's count them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Here we go. And what do I label that?
R.
R what?
R prime.
Prime. Prime.
R prime.
It's your second movement. Okay, so take your straight edge and connect those points. Oh, I forgot to write down my ordered pair, didn't I? Laudo, sorry, you're not off the hook yet. What is this ordered pair? How would I label that?
It will be -6.
Negative 6.
2, positive 6.
Good. Because from my point of origin, I'm going left 2. And then up 6. So that's positive 6. All right, so as I zoom out, zoom. This is what we call a composite transformation. Sometimes you'll do both of these movements on one
Ms.
order.
Carrillo,
Yes?
could you send Anthony Landing one to the office at your convenience?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sit down, Anthony. My convenience. It's not convenient for me yet. All right, so as I was saying, sometimes you're going to do these transformations, more than one, on the same ordered plane, coordinate plane. So far, so good?
Yeah.
So it's really, the only thing new about this is that you're doing the same movements or different movements for the same figure. Okay, so this is going to be identical to that. So why don't you guys work on 3 and 4. And then we'll check it together. This part here. Now this is just, again, it's just a review of all the transformations that we've done, which was your test that you had yesterday. Results of the test, we'll see. I've only graded 1 and it wasn't great. So here we go. I'm going to plot my original figure, CAR. Oh, highlighter, sorry. CAR. CAR is -1, -4 to start. There's my C. You should be paying attention here and doing this on your own paper if you don't already have it. A is going to be 2, 3. Here's my A. R is going to be -3, -2. Okay. I'm going to connect my points for my original figure. Lovely. So my rule tells me I'm going to do 180 about the origin. So that's what kind of translation is that, or transformation is that? What kind of it's a rotation. So I'm going to turn my paper, right, as a rotation, 180 degrees. I'm going to write down the new ordered pairs for my figure here. C is now going to be 1, 4. So I'm going to flip it back, 1, positive 4. R is going to be 1, 2, 3, positive 2. Whoops. Let's turn it back around. My A is now going to be negative 2, negative 3. So now I'm going to plot my prime points. For C, I'm going to go 1, positive 4. That's my C prime. A is going to be negative 2, negative 3. Negative 2, negative 3. Here's my A prime. R is 3, positive 2. That's my R prime. Oh, look at that. You guys let me put prime marks on my original. So let's go ahead and connect my prime points. A prime to C prime, C prime to R prime to A prime. And that represents a rotation of 180 degrees about the origin. Okay? So now these are my new ordered pairs, which I'm going to plot over here because that's going to be my transformation. So I'm going to plot my prime points. 1, positive 4 is C prime. Negative 2, negative 3 is A prime. 3, positive 2 is R prime. And now I have my rotated figure CAR prime. What is my next transformation? Over the line y equals x. So what kind of a transformation is this going to be? It's a reflection, right? So I need to know, what is y equals x? What does that mean? That doesn't help me, right? So I can do a t-chart, and I know that my y is always going to equal my x. So I'm going to pick some 3 numbers. I like to pick these 3 numbers. These 3 numbers make my life easy. They're close to each other. They're simple. And we can do this. So if y is equal to x, what's my y going to be if x is 1? 1. What's my y going to be if x is 0? What's my y going to be if x is negative 1? So then I can plot these 2 points. From my point of origin, 1, 1, 0, 0, negative 1, negative 1. So this gives me a nice clean line that is diagonal. That's y equals x. So I'm going to take my highlighter, going to pink. I'm going to highlight my line of reflection. Okay. It's diagonal. That means I'm going to take these points and I'm going to count on the diagonal to get my prime ordered pairs. So for A prime, I'm counting 1/2 to my line of reflection. 1/2 beyond it is going to give me A prime. My ordered pairs for A prime is going to be negative 1, 2, 3, and then negative 2. So negative 3, negative 2. For R, 1/2, and then another 1/2. And this gives me my R prime. This is going to be positive 2, positive 3. For C, I'm going to count on the diagonal 1 1/2, 1/2, and 1. And this gives me C prime here. at 4, positive 1. I take my lovely straight edge and I'm connecting my prime prime. A to R, A to C, R to C. Now I have a beautiful mirror image of my prime image figure. I can zoom in. We good? So the rest of it is just continuing on along that same line. I'm going to go ahead and have you cross off number 5 and number 6. So you're going to do 7, A, B, C, D, E, F, and then you're going to do 8, A, B, C, D. So technically, you only have 2 more problems to do on this assignment. Go ahead and get cracking. I just told